not to switch topics on you here, but earlier we discussed before you started playing this format, we discussed I didn't like Ratpier past turn one. Do you still
Right.
agree with that mentality?
I see your mentality. There's multiple times where I found, like, I see, like, I didn't need Rat, but turn two, like, after you make your opening play and they do whatever they do.
Yeah, you make your
A Tornado Dragon on turn two is really, really nasty. Like, Tornado Dragon Trident is, like, really good, but you don't need to do it. Like, I feel like I just want to get as much use and abuse out of Rat as I can, but I don't need to rely on it, which is kind of nice.
I feel like in that scenario, though, like, if you're making Tornado Dragon on turn two and your opponent's not flipping back row with the intention of you making it, then the fuck? you know? Like, it just, that almost seems win more. You know, you're popping, I don't think people are playing Mirror Force at this stage in the metagame.
I meant like as like a defensive option. So you go in because, unfortunately, I wasn't playing Samurai today.
Oh my god, what are you doing with your life?
I wish I did, because there was 3 times it came up where I could have killed. I still won, but I could have killed them like 2 turns sooner. And I'm talking about, like, you take control of the board and then you end Trident Tornado Dragon, because that way you have basically 2 ways to out barrage, or like out barrage and like a monster, or diagram and a barrage, or something like that. So you get some damage in, but then you also have the way to prevent 2 of their cards. So I mean, if you have them like on the ropes, it's pretty much just a finisher anyway.
Okay, let's get into the important part: extra deck ratios. What is your extra looking like?
Let me pull it up here.
Are you 3 Trident or 2?
3 Trident.
And then of course 3 Broadbow Man.
Of course.
He's so stupidly good.
He's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's basically like playing 6 Tenkies, let's be honest.
What do you think about double Chalk-a-9 to 3 Chalk-a-9?
I was actually okay with 2, because I feel like if you're playing the deck right, you're cycling back Chalk-a-9 enough, because you basically want to Chalk-a-9 out Ram every turn if you can.
Yeah.
Or Trident, or like, that's it. Maybe Hammer Kong, but that's kind of like, no.
Tigers.
I never needed a third Chalk-a-9. I don't think I would go there.
Tiger just gets better the later the game goes too.
Are you playing 1 or 2?
I'm playing 2 Tiger at the moment.
I'm playing 2 Tiger too. I actually love Tiger more for the name, actually.
Okay, so
than
then
anything.
Our extra deck should be hypothetically the same. I assume 1 Hammer Kong, 1 Broadbow, or
yep.
Okay, so then that leaves you 3 slots. Which will,
yes.
Which would be for me it's Emerald, Samurai, and Dweller.
Okay, I'm playing double Emerald and Tornado Dragon.
Dweller's too good against Pure. The thing is, if you're playing Pure Draco, if you establish this turn 1 instead of making the Emerald, like, what do they do?
Scoop.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so our extra deck mentalities are pretty close.
So to be fair to that, I know at my locals there was no one playing Masterpiece Turbo.
Lucky I have to do with 3 of it.
I'm sorry.
I want to, I just sit down oh boy, True Draco again. Did we open up the Ratpier? Nope.
Yeah, so, I would consider siding Dweller, possibly, because, I mean, it depends. Nats is, a whole different beast, because I don't know. But, I mean, Samurai is something I want to see if I can fit back in. I would probably try to fit Samurai in before Dweller, because this deck really lacks damage a lot.
How do you like double Emerald?
I actually, even though we're back to, Rat not being, our whole mentality of turn 1 Rat being, the only good time to use it.
Yeah.
I actually cycled Emerald. I'm trying to think how many, there was one game I actually cycled Emerald 4 times, believe it or not.
I'm surprised you had an Emerald stay on the board that long.
Yeah, so it was a lot of back and forth. It was a really long game, but I don't know. I feel like it's still good just because the amount of advantage it just nets you is insane. And if you can keep it, if it sticks, it's just nuts. But I don't know. If I was trying to cut something to make a 15th slot,
Emerald,
it'd have to be Emerald or the second Mortar. But I feel like I was using the second Mortar. The second Emerald.
Second Mortar's too good the later the game goes, and you know that.
Yeah. Because you can cycle back anything and get in a lot of damage.
And you just slap on those fucking throw blades and go to town, bro.
Exactly. Yeah, Tiger Mortar is your damage.
Yep.
Now.
My friend that Top to the last YCS was telling me about it. He was like, "Yo, the more I play this game, the more I want more tigers because the later the game goes, just the more pressurized it is."
Yeah, well, that's like with the OCG. I mean, they were playing like 3 of everything.
Well,
granted, they kind of had to, but still, I mean, 3 tigers would be nice if we had the space for it. You can't lie.
If I had a 20 card extra deck, there'd be some nasty ass things you could do.
Oh yeah.
Side deck.
So side deck. I actually realized today that I can't even see what that is. Oh, Ash. I actually didn't side the 3rd Ash.
Really?
I didn't. I'm just like, if I'm only gonna play 2 Ash, I'm gonna play something better.
Once again, true Draco.
Yeah, again, but to be fair, yeah, I mean, if I knew that was the kind of meta I was going up against, maybe I would have sided it. I don't know. But, I realized that this card not only is still good against True Draco, but also is insanely good against Pendulum Zoo.
I'm thinking about maining those.
I mean, I don't know if it's worth maining.
Once again, if your mentality is going into the WCQ though, that's something that should be considered for everyone watching this video though. It's like low-key one of the hidden trap cards of the format.
Yeah, because I realized as I was siding against Pendulum Zoo, I'm like, if they just Duelist Alliance or Joker and I drop this, like their turn just ends.
Did you know based on the wording of Duelist Alliance that there has to be a card in the Pendulum Zone at resolution or else they don't get to do their thing? So if you're a budget player and if you Typhoon the Pendulum Scale, oh boy. Because the wording on the card says, if there is a card in your other Pendulum Zone, you can add a card to your hand. It doesn't say on activation.
Does that really work like that?
That's the way I'm interpreting things at the moment. I'll let the audience tell us, but that's the way.
I don't know.
That's what my problem-solving card text tells me. If there is a card in your other Pendulum Scale, you can add a card to your hand.
That's interesting.
So
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. And of course, in the comments, they'll probably tell us.
That's just something weird.
So I feel like though. So going back to Droll, I feel like Droll's really good just regardless because it's good against True Draco Zoo. It's good against pure True Draco. It's good against Pendulum Zoo, which I mean, it's probably going to make an appearance. I mean, we can't.
So why aren't we meaning that over Ash Blossom?
I mean, it's so bad against pure though. Like it doesn't do anything.
I know. Well, I mean, a card that does less than optimal, or a card that does nothing against.
I mean, I guess okay. If it's tanky, the thing is with Droll though, if you Droll pure Zoo, they can't make Emerald, or they're not going to because there's no point.
Yeah.
And so, but you still have to deal with the Trident. So I'd rather have another card that can deal with Trident than stop them from making Emerald. I mean, that's just me.
You played 3 of that in the side, I assume.
I only played 2 of this.
Only
because
2.
Again, I knew what the meta was. So.
Thoughts on this beast?
I actually did not play that.
I mean, I've seen people going between that and Econ.
Yeah, like I don't know, because yeah, you can take their Trident, but then they'll like pop.
It's an auto pop, you know.
It's an auto pop, but like you could just play something like Chalice, which.
Or you can bait your opponent and steal their Emerald past turn 1 if you have the out to the Trident. You know, if you open Kaiju, you can steal the Emerald and go to town.
You can steal the Emerald and then you get the cycle for it. Yeah, that's true, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to test with it some more. I mean, it's a card that's definitely good. Like, I'm not denying it's a good card.
It's something that you can dedicate 1 slot to and not feel bad for.
You can take, well, it's only at 1.
So well, the OCG gets to play 3 of it.
Oh, I know. Because they have the better format.
Thoughts on this?
I sided it.
Okay, we're on the same
I feel like
then.
You should side it. I don't feel like it's worth it in the main. Because if you're going second, you do not want to see that card.
You draw that thing going first against a lot of these matchups. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
I know you're not doing these.
I'm not. I actually, for this tournament, I actually played our good old friend here.
Oh, this guy?
Yeah, that guy.
Best card.
Meister.
So let's have a discussion about this guy.
Let's have a discussion. I just want to mention that I did play a Volcanic player who was 2-0, funny enough. And I Meistered Blaze Accelerator Reload from the graveyard. And that was amazing.
You know you know what else we don't give this guy credit for?
What's that?
He's level 4.
He is level 4. That's amazing. You know what? 1700.
Yes, this guy
He's bigger
things.
than every zoo monster.
He kills things like normal summon attack.
Like the 1700 on that's actually amazing.
Like
I don't know. I just sided them because these are my 14th and 15th in the side, and I'm just like, this was where like Ash would have been, and I'm like, I could play something else besides that Ash, and I'm like, oh, Skullmeister. I didn't have anything for dinos really besides like board wipes, so I'm like, okay, that's pretty good for dino, so I'll just play that.
That's why I like it. I mean, if you play against a dinosaur player and you open this and maybe another hand trap, you should be in such good shape for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
You know, stopping a miscellaneous turn 1 or stopping the baby or the Petrodon, it's
massive.
Yeah,
it's massive.
I mean, just not letting them be able to just get that additional monster. So good. Are you citing the third Cosmic?
I'm citing a third Cosmic and 2 Twin Twisters as well.
Okay, I'm doing 1 Twin, 1 Cosmic. Thoughts on this? I don't...
I want to figure out how to fit it. I'm playing anti-spells.
Hey! Me too, bro!
It's Unending Nightmare is a really good card, and I'm trying to figure out like where it, like, honestly, if I didn't play these Skullmeisters, I probably would have played Unending Nightmare, because you could honestly put this in going first against like any deck, or Unending Nightmare against any deck, and it's like, it's good because you can pop pendulums, you can pop like diagrams, you can pop barrages, you can pop so many like good cards that it's actually a very good like going first card.
I'm just thinking if I want to consider. I've been considering the second, and
You're only playing 1?
Yeah, currently only 1.
Okay.
Once again,
Well, you're playing 3 anti-spell though.
Yeah. Once again, though, my meta's 100% like Draco.
That's true.
I mean,
yeah, and obviously for everyone listening, like obviously the WCQ is a completely different meta. There's not going to be Well, there might be Volcanics. Who the fuck knows?
But the point of this discussion is to sit here, you know, discuss local formats for people and some of our current reasonings.
But also discuss like card quality and like looking ahead, how it really can, you know, really benefit you to just really analyze each little aspect of your deck and how it, like, and what it can do. Exactly, like Skullmeister.
I hope Skullmeister is that DNA surgery from what the WCQ a couple of years ago, where you just walk in the room, you got DNA surgeries, bro, $50 a pop.
No, what was it? I forget if it was last year. No, it was 2015. Typhoon. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was just going apeshit. Like, oh, you got Typhoons? You could get rid of common Typhoons for like 10s. It was because there was no super printing. It was a battle pack card.
Yeah, like, it was insane. It seems to happen every other year at the WCQ. This is 2017. I can't wait to see what it is this year.
Yeah, me too. Are you playing Flying Sea or no?
I'm not playing Flying.
Okay, I was citing that for the mirror.
I got the other Ash Blossom, Skullmeister, Cosmic Twin. Mind Control also kind of doubles up for Flying. And then just Imperial, Never Ending, 3 Mask, and 3 Anti-Spell. What my Mask are would have been what you would have probably replaced Flying with.
Okay.
How many Flying were you doing? 2 or 3?
3.
Okay, so yeah.
Because, I mean, that's pretty much all I cite in going second against the mirror. I mean, that's all you need. It's like, you're already playing a million other hand traps, so if you get Flying Sea, like, it just gets you there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going second for me, it's like, oh, well, we opened the Mind Control. The other thing is, this stupid card doubles for dinosaurs, because you can steal their Oviraptor if they're stuck on the board.
That's actually really funny.
I've done that twice. Just, cool, free rank 4. Don't mind if I do.
Does Conductor Tyranno? No, they would just chain it. That wouldn't do anything.
Okay, sure. There's one less dinosaur I gotta deal with.
That's true. Turn. Yeah.
You know,
I definitely think like Anti-Spell, Unending Nightmare. Those are the cards to look out for going into the WCQ, because especially with the big unknown is Pendulum Zoo right now.
Yeah,
and
I agree,
because like if you're not prepared for that matchup and you don't have the Nightmares or the Anti-Spells, like that deck will just like dominate.
It also depends how extreme they can go turn 1 as well, because I'm pretty sure that deck has some really weird bricky hands.
It has bricky hands, but I have a friend of mine who's been playing it for like the past few weeks, essentially since like we got the list, and it can do some like really crazy boards, like old school like fusion sub like plus level boards.
Yeah, I saw there was a +8 combo floating around for it, but
yeah, it's a little bit nutty.
I mean, once again though, just D-barrier and hunker down on your ogre for the appropriate scale. Like, you should not be in a bad position.
Yeah, it's another, like, ogre is just, again, with pendulums being, you know, somewhat relevant again, ogre just gets so much more value because it's just another matchup you can use it in.
I feel like anytime I can Solemn Strike them, we just kind of win too, right?
Yeah. Well, again, like, that's been my argument for why I feel Pendulum Zoo isn't going to do as good as people think, because if you think about this, there's 3 strikes, a warning, an order, 3 anti-spell, 3 unnamed nightmare, possibly 3 Cosmic Cyclone, and 3 Twin Twister. You take... Oh, and 3 D-Berry, if I didn't say that. If you take all of that in totality against that deck, good luck.
Links can't come soon enough.
I'd say we covered everything.
Yeah, that's everything. If we missed anything, guys, this is something new for me and Simo, just sitting here discussing our decks. But
yeah,
it was fun.
We're just gonna do this ourselves, but I mean, if you guys want to, you know, hear our thought process, there you go.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're out later.